All right, so have you ever felt that kind of like, that feeling you're lying in bed Sunday night and the dread just starts creeping in, like, ugh, back to the grind?
Oh, yeah, big time. That Sunday scaries feeling. It's real.
It's like a universal experience, right? And it makes you wonder, is there a way to actually, look forward to Monday, to feel that spark?
Right. Like, what if work didn't have to feel like, well, work?
Exactly. So that's what we're diving into today, this idea of Ikigai.
Okay, Ikigai. I've heard the word, but
Yeah, it's a Japanese philosophy all about finding your purpose, that reason to jump out of bed. And we're going to unpack it all based on this awesome YouTube video from Einzelganger.
ooh, cool.
So the video starts by painting this picture we can all relate to, right? Feeling trapped in a soul-crushing job. You're just dragging yourself through the day, counting down the minutes till the next break, stuck in that Sunday night dread spiral.
Ugh. Yeah, I feel seen.
I know, right? But then the video throws us this lifeline. It's like, hey, maybe Ikigai is the answer. Like, what if instead of dreading Monday, you actually looked forward to it?
Okay, I'm listening. So, how does this Ikigai thing help?
Well, it's all about finding your reason for being, something that makes life truly meaningful. Not just a job you can tolerate, but something more,
What? More than just a paycheck. Yeah, I get that.
Right. It's not just about passion, though. Ikigai says it's about finding that sweet spot where your skills, your passions, and what the world needs all line up.
Okay, I'm kind of seeing where you're going with this. So, how do we actually find that sweet spot?
Well, the video breaks it down into 4 key dimensions. It's like a roadmap to Ikigai.
Roadmap, okay, lay it on me.
Okay, so the first one is all about what you're good at. And I love how the video emphasizes playing to your strengths instead of trying to fix every little weakness.
Makes sense. Like, why waste energy on stuff you're not naturally inclined towards?
Exactly. It's about honing those natural talents. Like imagine becoming a master at something you already enjoy doing.
Oh, yeah, I could get behind that. So, what's the next dimension?
All right, so this one is what you love to do. But, and here's the tricky part, even within a job you love, there are going to be tasks you don't love, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Even in my dream job, I bet there'd be stuff I'd want to skip.
Exactly. And the video talks about this, even using this example of a YouTuber who loves making videos but hates the actual filming part.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I can see that.
Right. So it highlights how important mindset and adapting are. Like, can you change your workflow, outsource some stuff, or even just like reframe those tasks in your mind?
Okay, reframe. Like, find a way to make those annoying parts more bearable.
Yeah, exactly. Because let's face it, even in a pursuit you absolutely love, there'll be bumps. It's all about navigating those creatively.
Okay, I'm digging this. So what's the third dimension?
This one gets us thinking bigger picture. It's all about what the world needs.
Whoa, okay, saving the planet kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, it can be, but it's also about those everyday needs. Like, the video points out how even jobs we might consider mundane, like fixing sinks or collecting garbage, they're crucial.
True, true. Society kind of falls apart without those folks.
Right. It's about recognizing those needs, big or small, and seeing where your skills and passions can intersect.
Okay, so like finding that niche where you can make a difference, even in a small way.
You got it. And for finding those niches, the video actually gives this cool tip. Market research.
Wait, like the business kind of market research?
Yeah, but not just for businesses. You can use it to uncover needs in your community, see if your skills fit.
Never thought of it like that. Okay, so that's 3 dimensions. What's the last piece of this Ikigai puzzle?
All right, this one might be a bit controversial. It's what you can get paid for.
Oh, okay, the money thing.
Yeah, because let's be real, practicality matters. We can't just ignore it.
For sure. Bills got to get paid. But can money really be part of Ikigai? Doesn't that feel kind of, I don't know, not very zen?
That's what I thought too. But the video actually uses this really helpful analogy. Money is like the fuel for our pursuits. We need resources to live, to sustain our work.
So it's not about being rich, but making sure your purpose can actually, survive in the real world.
Bingo. And what's important here is that Ikigai isn't just about landing a job. It's bigger than that. It's about weaving together these 4 things: passion, mission, vocation, and profession.
Okay, hold on. That's a lot of decisions. Break that down for me.
Okay, imagine baking a cake. Passion is your love for baking, your excitement to create something delicious. Mission is picking a recipe that'll bring joy to others, like maybe it's a birthday cake for a friend.
Okay, so it's meeting a need with your baking skills. I like it.
Right. Then vocation is the actual baking part, putting your love and your mission into action. And profession, that's getting paid for those awesome cakes.
So you need all those ingredients to make a fulfilling cake. I mean, to find your Ikigai.
Exactly. Passion alone isn't enough, and neither is just getting paid. It's the combo, that sweet spot where they all connect, that creates true Ikigai.
Wow, okay. I'm starting to see this Ikigai thing in a whole new light.
Right. And here's the thing, it's not a one-time discovery, Like, you don't just find your Ikigai and then that's it, you're
So
done.
it's not like checking a box and moving on.
Nope. It's an ongoing journey. And it's constantly evolving, just like we do, and just like the world around us changes.
So how do we even begin to, wrap our heads around that?
Yeah.
Finding something that's always changing.
Well, that's where these other cool concepts come in that the video touches on, flow state and wu wei.
Okay, those sound pretty zen. Break it down for me.
Have you ever been so absorbed in something you completely lose track of time?
Oh yeah, totally. Like when I'm coding, I can just zone out for hours.
Exactly. That's flow state. And finding your ikigai, it can make it way easier to tap into that zone.
So instead of forcing yourself to focus, you're
Yeah.
naturally drawn in.
Yeah, it's like everything just clicks and you're totally in sync. The video calls it effortless action. And the Taoists, they have this term for it, wu wei.
Wu Wei. This sounds kind of mystical.
It kind of is. It literally translates to non-doing. But it's not about being passive. It's about aligning with your purpose so perfectly that action just flows naturally. Like, imagine a surfer riding a wave, totally in tune with the energy.
I could almost feel it. So Ikigai isn't just about having a reason to get up. It's about a way of working and living that feels, I don't know, almost effortless.
You got it. It's about finding that groove where effort and ease coexist.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. I need a minute to process all this.
Me too. How about we take a little break and let all this sink in? We'll be back in a bit to continue our deep dive into Ikigai. In the meantime, think about those Ikigai dimensions in your own life. What are you good at? What brings you joy? And what are some of the needs you see in the world around you? Okay, so we're back, and I gotta say, this whole Ikigai thing has really got me thinking. Like, it's not just about today, right? It's about building a life that feels meaningful for, years to come.
Totally. And the more we dig into this video, the more I'm struck by this idea that Ikigai, it's not static. It's not like you just find it once and you're set.
Right. It's more like tending a garden, You plant the seeds, you take care of them, but then things change, right? Like the seasons, the plants grow, and you might even want to try something totally new.
That's a perfect analogy
Yeah.
because it's like the world around us is constantly changing too, right?
Mm.
Think about it. 5 years ago, did you even know what an NFT was?
No way. And 10 years ago, metaverse, forget about it.
Exactly. Who knows what the next decade will bring?
That's what makes this whole Ikigai thing so exciting, though. It's not about clinging to one idea of success. It's about being open to the unknown and trusting that, our purpose will evolve with us.
The video talks about this idea of staying in the flow state and how it takes, constant adapting. It says we got to continually adapt and fine tune our position within the whole. So it's not just a job. It's about making a life where your work fits who you are at your core.
And who we are is always changing.
Exactly.
This actually, makes me rethink that whole work-life balance thing we always hear about. It's not about separating those two parts of our lives, right?
Right. Ikigai all about finding a way to integrate them.
Yeah. Like, what if work could be an extension of your passion, something that actually contributes to the world in a way that, resonates with you?
Now you're talking. It's like blurring the lines between what you do for a living and what you, truly enjoy.
That's the dream. And it kind of comes back to that thing we talked about, finding enjoyment even in those tasks that aren't so glamorous. It's all about shifting our perspective. Even the mundane stuff, it contributes to the bigger picture of our ikigai.
It really comes down to mindset. Like that YouTuber who hates filming. Maybe those less than fun tasks, maybe they could be more enjoyable with the right approach.
Yeah, it's like finding creative solutions, trying new things, or even just focusing on the positive aspects.
You know what they say, change your thoughts, change your world.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So instead of dreading those spreadsheets, maybe I could see them as a puzzle to be solved, like a way to bring order out of chaos.
Exactly. Find that spark of engagement in those seemingly tedious things. And hey, sometimes outsourcing can help too, right? But we got to be careful which tasks we delegate.
Right, right. We don't want to outsource the things that actually give us purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about how we actually apply all this Ikigai stuff to our own lives. What are some real steps we can take?
Well, the video's big on self-reflection,
Mm.
What are you naturally good at? What brings you genuine joy, even if it's just a small part of your day? What about the world's problems? Which
Right.
ones light that fire in you? Maybe even write down your answers. It can help to, really see it.
And then once we have those pieces figured out, how do we start putting them together?
Yeah, yeah. So maybe explore a new career path. Start a side hustle that you're really passionate about, or volunteer for a cause that you like really believe in.
Oh, and remember that market research tip from the video?
Hmm.
Like, really look around your community. What needs do you see? Are there gaps you could fill with your own
So it's
skills?
have to be huge, right? It could be something small but meaningful.
Exactly. Like, start a blog to share what you know, mentor someone in your field, or even just help an elderly neighbor with their groceries. There's so much we can do.
It all comes down to finding those little intersections where, your skills, your passions, and the needs of the world, they all meet up.
It's like this constant experiment, this journey of discovery.
That's a great way to put it. And remember, it's not supposed to be stressful. Just find what lights you up, what brings you joy, and let yourself evolve along the way.
This has been amazing. I'm so inspired to reevaluate my own path and see where my Ikigai might lead. We'll be right back to wrap things up with one last thought-provoking question from the video. Stick around! All right, we're back, and I'm still thinking about that whole, long game. Like, it's not just about what we're doing today, it's about making a life that feels good, that has purpose for years to come.
And that's where this final question from the video really hits home. It asks, how can you keep adapting your ikigai as the world keeps changing? How can you stay in that flow state we talked about?
It's like a challenge, right? To think beyond just finding one purpose and be okay with the fact that it might, like, evolve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're evolving too. You're always learning and changing as a person. So it makes sense that your ikigai would too, right?
Right. Right. So it's not just about finding your ikigai, but about, I don't know, building those skills to keep refining it as you go through life. But like, what does that actually look like, practically speaking?
Well, the video doesn't give us a list of steps,
Yeah.
and I kind of like that. It's more about building that self-awareness, like checking in with yourself and asking, is this still lighting me up? Is this still fitting with who I am and what the world needs?
So it might mean tweaking things or maybe even making a big change. And it's
Yeah.
about seeing those changes as like good things, not something to be afraid of.
Totally.
Right.
What if those moments when you have to make a change, what if they weren't setbacks, but chances to get back in line with your ikigai?
I love that. This whole deep dive has been so eye-opening. I feel like I want to approach my life as a big ikigai experiment.
That's the spirit.
It's not about knowing all the answers right now, but taking those first steps and being willing to change course along the way.
And A, maybe along the way, that Sunday night dread turns into excitement for the week ahead. Imagine waking up each morning and actually feeling that sense of purpose, knowing you're on a path that really feels right for you.
That's the goal. Well, thanks for exploring Ikigai with us today. It's a journey, so remember to be patient with yourself, stay curious, and most importantly, enjoy the ride.